One thing I love doing is sharing with you guys all the great thing Raleigh, North Carolina has to offer to you. But in today's video, I gotta do it. I'm gonna be talking about some of the things that you probably wish you've never heard, especially if you're considering moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. What's up, family? It's Roney Polynice here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the 5 facts that probably, no, it will keep you up at night, especially if you're considering moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, if you're new to me and this YouTube channel, we talk about everything you need to know about Raleigh, North Carolina, so make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell so you don't miss out. But also, don't forget, I am a licensed realtor here, so if you need help relocating, just reach out. Let's go ahead and kick this off with talking about the one that I found to be the most important, the one that I think you should know about. Not even you think, I know you should know about, because it's the most talked all across the board. Now, I did leave my least favorite to the end, so if you want to know that, you're gonna want to stick around. But let's talk about the most important one, which is the wages. Right now, the wages are low, and it is not comparison to anything in what's going on now. Honestly, I'm not a job recruiter, so I can't tell you specifically what jobs to go for, what not to go for. I don't know the specifics of what goes on. I'm just giving you my example, not even my example, but my experiences of what I have when I'm having conversations with other individuals and just how their experience has been. And one thing I will say, not everyone's getting hired, and not as fast as it once was. Of course, everybody has slowed down their hiring, so that I think plays a huge factor in it. So it's a lot of future projections that's going on now, and not enough right now that is impacting everybody on the scale. I mean, I see improvement, but it's just like I mentioned, it's just not there yet. And the good old saying that, you know, the South is cheap, or the South is where it's at because the cost is really low. I think all of that gets washed right out the window. And I say that because the cost of living has gone up tremendously, not only all around the world, but specifically in North Carolina. I think I mentioned on my last video, Raleigh, North Carolina is actually one of those areas that has had one of the highest increase in rents year over year or month over month. I forgot the exact metric they use, but it's one of those areas where cost of everything is going up, whether it's rents, whether it's real estate prices when you're purchasing, energy bills. Of course, we can talk about milk and eggs, right? I think that's everywhere. But that right there is impacting a lot of individuals because, of course, if you cannot afford it, you gotta find somewhere else to go. And that is enabling a lot of people, not even enabling, that is impacting a lot of people to be priced out and to have to go somewhere else, which means it may increase their commute time. It may also impact the fact that their accessibility to certain things that they had within them wherever they were. So that saying of, you know, the South is cheap, I think it's going out the window slowly but surely. However, if you're coming from an area where, like California, the north, then, you know, you may look at this statement as a little bit differently. But for those individuals that, you know, are used to not everything being as nearly as high as they are now, of course, you can only imagine, you can only anticipate why they are saying, or at least why I'm saying, the South is not cheap. Since we're talking about prices and everything going up, I think this is a perfect time to talk about taxes. And the reason why I'm going to talk about this is because I know a lot of individuals who move from up north. They get extremely happy when they realize how much taxes they're paying down south, especially property taxes. However, recently, there has been a proposal for tax hike, and I don't know exactly where those numbers are gonna go, how much they're gonna be impacted. You could definitely read through this article here or stay up to date with the news that is all around this. Maybe they don't hike it, but there's a chance they will. They realize money has to come from somewhere, and of course we're all gonna get hit first. Well, for those individuals that, you know, love the low taxes, I don't know how long it's gonna stay like this, so that's also something to consider. And hopefully you don't lose a lot of sleep over that one. Now, if you're liking what I'm sharing with you so far and you're realizing, man, right now may not be the best time to move to Raleigh, North Carolina, that's perfectly fine. I won't take any offense to it. I'm sure you'll be here at some point in time. But what you can do is subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of these opportunities to learn a little bit more about Raleigh, North Carolina. But let's say you don't care about what I'm saying you actually look at everything I'm saying as a pro, that number that's popping up right there, give me a call, shoot me a text, email, day or night, heck, maybe even on the weekends. Always remember one thing: I got your back in this market. Anywho, let's go ahead and move on through this list here. And the next one I'm going to talk about is the area getting overcrowded. This is no secret. It's something I've spoken about before. You'll probably hear many people talk about this and complain about it. Is because it is, it may be getting out of hand depending on what you can tolerate. But if you're the type of person that does not like a lot of people, you may actually want to stay away from Raleigh and probably go maybe on the outskirts. You might have a little bit more success there. But if you're looking at that Raleigh area, you're going to experience a little bit more traffic, more than others, especially. And this is a great indicator for you guys to give you guys some perspective of what is actually happening on the ground. So recently, they've actually expanded the highways from 2, in certain areas, not everywhere. They've expanded the highways from 2 lanes to 4. And that looks like that's what's going to be the new template moving forward. Everything's going to be 4 lanes. So if you don't like driving on 4 lanes of highways, that's too chaotic to you, maybe that's another reason why you really consider not moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, or you just lose a little bit more sleep, because it's going to continue. There's new developments going on everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. You can even go outside of Raleigh. You're still going to see new developments. Whether it's apartment complexes, homes, townhomes, they're expanding the road. You're just going to see it everywhere. And I mean, when you add new developments or construction and a lot of people, I think that just equals a disaster for the time being. However, this one here I've spoken about, again, this one should not come as a secret to you, but I think when you really start to experience it and then you realize, oh man, what the hell did I get myself into? Then you start to wake up and say, all right, maybe it's time to get out of here. But the weather, it is not your best friend if you don't like heat. It is really humid here, and I'll say it again, it's really humid here, just so you guys in the back can really hear it, because I truly, when I say it, I mean it. You got us, and if you think you can tolerate it, then come here in the summer. Come through July and August. Just come and experience it for a weekend. Just do that for yourself to see if there's something that you could really tolerate, because some people just can't, and it's just too much for them, and they go back to where they came from. And of course, you have hurricanes, but I mean, I've experienced, depending on how close you are to the coast, but if you're in that Raleigh area, I can even extend it out to Charlotte, then I think you'll be pretty fine just because you're more further inland. So I've experienced 2 of them since I've been here in the past 5 years. So, you can really, if that's a real concern to you, you can kind of live with that, but it shouldn't be, because it doesn't happen that often, but it's just something you definitely want to be wary of. And then the last but not least, the allergy season. I have to live with this myself. That is what keeps me up. I could say this is the one thing that really keeps me up, is how bad the pollen is and how bad my allergies get impacted. So make sure you have your meds ready. Make sure you prepare yourself for the season, especially if you have bad allergies, because yes, it will come at you and it will attack despite who you are. And then, as I mentioned, I saved the last one, my least favorite, because I hate talking about this. It doesn't matter what the scenario is, I stay away from this conversation, and it's politics. Yes, you'll have a lot of conservative going on where it's more of a progressive city. However, I'm not gonna even talk too much about it, because I really don't like talking about politics. But I just figured I'd share that with you, because if you care, then that's some information that may keep you up at night. But just as much as I enjoy making these videos for you guys, I am a licensed realtor here, and I would love nothing more but the opportunity to be able to assist you on any of your relocation needs. So that number you see popping up right there, make sure to go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text, email, day or night, heck, maybe even on the weekends. Always remember one thing: I got your back in this market.